So yeah, in the early hours this morning, I watched a video I did yesterday, and it turned out like the day had been yesterday to be a level-headed, grounded, full of conventionality talk, discussion, whatever. Nothing like ways to try and get me to see it in any way different. Just like throughout yesterday, natural processes of looking backwards, looking at the present, looking to the future took place. But yeah, and it was encouraging to watch that video. Yeah. And then I put on my book reader. 3 books: The Crucible, Straight and Crooked Thinking, and The Cocktail Party by T.S. Eliot. 3 books I really respect and admire, and I'm interested in. One of the books, the Crucible, reminds me of the crucible type thinking I see so often. I've seen so often for so long around me. But anyway, it was after reading that, and I'm not sure, but I think it's a process of watching films like Hannah and Her Sisters and being there, and starting to look to people I admire and respect and I'm interested in. And stuff like that. That after even getting a quick refresher of crucible type thinking, I suddenly went from thinking I'm having these thoughts, or I'm having these thoughts, I'm reacting to these thoughts, I'm having attitudes towards these thoughts, to I'm not having these thoughts, I'm not having attitudes towards these thoughts, I'm not having reactions to these thoughts, which I think could well be, so far, could be the most important Eureka moment I've had. Seems to be. So there's a few that are pretty good as well, but yeah, that seems to be a really, really important moment. To go from the ways I've been thinking about saying things like these are thoughts I wouldn't be having, to the realisation that there are thoughts that I'm not having, there are attitudes and reactions to thoughts I'm not having that I'm not having. I started to say that sounds crazy, but it actually doesn't. It makes complete sense. Yeah. Anyway, I watched a bit of TV last night. Nothing much there. really. Just like I said, nothing to write home about. You know, the type of anyway, limited options and all the rest of it that don't really add up, and all the rest of it, advice and so on and so forth. Something good, something not so good. If you want to take it that way, it's just best to leave it. Like I said, just acknowledge, well, last time I was on a hospital ward, for the last time that I was on a hospital ward, they were veering from panic attacks and despair to hope and reassurance and all the rest of it. It's all pretty mad stuff, isn't it? Pretty crazy stuff when you look at it, when you really see it for what it is. So yeah, I mean, nothing. Like I said, nothing to write home about. Just like yesterday was, nothing really to write home about. But this morning, like I said, that's that could well be the most significant Eureka moment, the most important Eureka moment of all. To go from thinking, I wouldn't be having these thoughts, I wouldn't be having these attitudes, I wouldn't be having these reactions, to, well, I'm not having those thoughts, many thoughts. I'm not having reactions to those thoughts. I'm not having attitudes to those thoughts. And that is just about as valid and accurate a comment that I think I can make to really capitalise on the work I did yesterday. Which was important stuff to do, really important stuff to do. But yeah, even a quick. But do I really need to look over that stuff? The examples of crucible type thinking? Not really. No, it's worthwhile, and it's worthwhile to read books I'm interested in. The Crucible, of course, about the House Un-American Activities Committee, written by Arthur Miller. Really well researched, well written, well thought through play. What really captures crucible type thinking. But yeah. So maybe it was that led me to this Eureka moment. But I'm pretty sure that Hannah and her sisters being there, and thinking of people I do admire, respect and interested in. And starting to have a bit of a refresher of crucible type thinking. It's brought me to that Eureka moment that, like I say, could well be one of, if not the most important Eureka moment I've had so far.